Gripped by the accelerating coronavirus outbreak, the United States economy is under pressure from persistent layoffs, diminished income, and nervous consumers whose spending is needed to drive a recovery from the pandemic. A flurry of data released Wednesday suggested that the spread of the virus is intensifying the threats to an economy still struggling to recover from the deep recession that struck in early spring. The number of Americans seeking unemployment aid rose last week for a second straight week to 7,78,000, evidence that many employers are still slashing jobs more than 8 months after the virus hit. Before the pandemic, weekly jobless claims typically amounted to only about 225,000. Layoffs are still historically high, with many businesses unable to fully reopen and some, especially restaurants and bars, facing tightened restrictions. Consumers increased their spending last month by just 0.5%, the weakest rise since the pandemic erupted. Americans remain anxious with the virus spreading and Congress failing to enact any further aid for struggling individuals, businesses, cities, and states. At the same time, the government said Wednesday that income, which provides the fuel for consumer spending, fell 0.7% in October. The spike in virus cases is heightening pressure on companies and individuals, with fear growing that the economy could suffer a double dip recession as states and cities reimpose curbs on businesses. The economy, as measured by the gross domestic product, is expected to eke out a modest gain this quarter before weakening. Some corners of the economy still show strength, or at least resilience. Manufacturing is one of them. The government said orders for durable goods rose 1.3% in October, a sign that purchases of goods remain solid even while the economy's much largest service sector is still struggling. But economists caution that factories too remain at risk from the surge in coronavirus cases, which could throttle demand in coming months. Sales of new homes remained steady in October, the latest sign that ultra-low mortgage rates and a paucity of properties for sale have spurred demand and made the housing market a rare economic bright spot. Number of people receiving aid under the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation Program, which offers 13 weeks of federal benefits to those who have exhausted state jobless aid, rose by 132,000 to 4.5 million. Total number of people who are continuing to receive traditional state unemployment benefits dropped to 6.1 million from 6.4 million the previous week.